Hey lovelies, welcome back to another video. It's finally time for Realm of Magic. The pack is out and I decided to build a mansion that is perfect for a spellcaster or a witch. Just really something that is within the theme of the pack. I didn't want to build something that's super dark and spooky because I'm kind of reserving these ideas for Halloween, and Halloween is not quite here. So this is a quite friendly looking build actually. I think I used a lot of purple. It's very bright. It reminds me of the original Sabrina house, even though the shape is nothing like the original house, but the color scheme and how friendly it looks yet really magical kind of reminds me of this wonderful house. So for the stairs in the front, this is where I started out. I used a brand new object that is part of Realm of Magic. It's an environment object and you can access it by using the bb.show live edit objects cheat. So this is what I did, and I placed this object and then I placed a foundation right in the center. I raised the foundation and then I expanded it to the left and right. So you want to make sure that you place the foundation in the center first, then you want to raise it and then you expand it, because otherwise if you are not placing it in the center, you are going to raise the object together with your foundation, and you don't want that because otherwise it's kind of floating. And then I used a couple of magical looking rocks. They look super fancy, and these are also part of Realm of Magic and the environment objects. So for these rocks you also have to use a cheat, and the same goes for the fence. But if you're downloading the slot in the gallery, because as always you can find it in my gallery, you don't have to use any of these cheats, so you can simply place it. You might want to make sure to activate the move objects cheat, but you don't have to enter the cheat, so these objects show up, they are just there. So I'm totally in love with these rocks because they don't look like anything we've seen in the game before. They just have a completely different look. So I decided to create a round shape in the front. So there is this shape in the front and I wanted to build behind it. At this point I didn't really have a solid plan for the house yet. I just knew that I would want it to look very friendly and magical. And as you can see, I was struggling a lot with the round shape in the front. I just couldn't delete the fence with the sledgehammer tool for whatever reason, and then it was overlapping with the stairs in the front, so I was fiddling around with this for a long time, but I left it in. So I mean, I kind of want you guys to see the struggle and the whole process, and it's just part of building, so I left this in the video. I didn't want to cut this out. So I have the round shape in the front, the paths and the rocks, and then I wanted to build a diagonal house. I love to build diagonal stuff. It can be a nightmare to furnish, but it just looks great, especially when you just look at it from the front. It just makes the build look very interesting. It always creates some really interesting gallery shots, but I think it's just beautiful. I just love diagonal houses, and the roofing was also a lot of fun. I think that the shape looks almost like a very traditional Victorian build, even though all the new objects have a Art Nouveau theme, but I wanted to build something that's kind of spooky but friendly still. As I said, I really wanted to stay within the almost Sabrina kind of theme, very happy, very friendly, a lot of purple. And in the beginning I had no idea which windows to use, so as you will see I'm going to use the white swatch of these new Realm of Magic windows. But then I went all purple and I'm going to switch all of them to purple. So at first I had no idea what to do. And I have to say, as a builder, I really love this pack. I've heard kind of mixed reviews about the gameplay, and I know that there has been a lot of valid constructive criticism regarding some build objects because some stuff was copied or missing, so there's kind of a small controversy going on. And the one thing I have to say which really bugs me, and you guys know that I'm super positive, I always keep it positive and I don't like to complain, but there's one thing that really bugs me. We don't have matching cabinets for the Realm of Magic kitchen counters, and when Island Living was released, we didn't have matching cabinets or matching island counters, and when I noticed that there are no matching cabinets for Realm of Magic, I was really annoyed, because how could this happen again? I mean, for Island Living we at least have the shelves that are matching, but here you just have to use a cabinet that is similar in color, but there is no other swatch that's kind of perfect and that matches perfectly. I mean, you can make it work, and I did here, but this kitchen is just fabulous, but without the matching cabinets, it's not perfect, unfortunately, and I have no idea if they are going to give us the matching cabinets in a patch at some point. I have no idea, but I have to admit that a couple of things about this pack feel a bit rushed. Even though I really love the pack, I really enjoyed the windows. I mean, I'm always a fan of new windows. When StrangerVille was released, I immediately fell in love with the new doors and windows. I love building, and windows and doors are so important for the exterior and also for the interior, and here with the stained glass windows, it's just beautiful. It makes a build look really magical, and I think that this was a great choice because you can add all kinds of different things and details, but these stained glass windows, and you will see I'm going to switch to the purple stained glass swatch later, it just makes everything look so magical. Also from the inside, when you are furnishing, it's just so beautiful, and I think that they did a really great job for this. If I could wish for one thing beside the cabinets, but I don't count this as a wish because this should have just been included. If I could wish for one thing, it would be a stained glass roof pattern that matches with the windows. Imagine that, it would have been perfect. Here at this point, I'm using one of the base game glass roof patterns on the right side. I'm going to get rid of this though, but this is exactly where I would have used a stained roof pattern if it would be available, but I don't know. We can still dream maybe one day, but even if they would add it later in another pack, I think that this pack here would have been perfect for a pattern like this, but I'm still happy about the base game roof glass pattern that we got a while ago, because before that there was no glass roof available. We didn't have any type of glass roof, and even if you just want to create a greenhouse, for example, it's just a perfect choice. But here I just wanted to have this kind of Victorian style, and here the area where you can see the glass roof at the moment, as I said, I'm going to change it. I just have some type of outdoor area, even though it's inside, because I'm going to add the doorways all around in the back so it's open, and there's just a table and all that, and a barbecue grill, so it's like a sunroom almost, I guess you could say. And I used a lot of these flowers. These are base game, I think, and once again I used a lot of purple, so these flowers were the perfect choice. I sized down a couple of trees to kind of place them in between the flowers behind the rocks, so there is a lot of stuff going on. Actually, as you guys know, I love to use a lot of detail, and there's no proper garden, so I used a lot of flowers kind of in between to still make it look very green and very friendly. And I actually included 2 greenhouses. The sections at the bottom are both greenhouses, so there's one on the left side and one on the right side. You will see this at the end of the video. Here I'm still not furnishing, I'm still working on the exterior, and here I'm placing a couple of benches, and this is actually really interesting because I placed them and I was looking for these benches, and I love to use them. I just love to use them for many builds. I mean, every builder kind of has some objects that they like to use over and over again depending on the build, but this is one of my favorites. And then I was confused because it said Realm of Magic, and I thought, what's going on? This is a romantic garden stuff bench, and then I noticed that they almost look identical. As I said, there's kind of a controversy going on regarding some items being reused, and the kitchen counters that look super amazing are actually base game counters that just got a new swatch technically, and the bench almost looks identical with the romantic garden stuff benches I noticed. I mean, the mesh is a bit different, they changed it, but when you look at it without really zooming in and looking for the details, it looks identical in my opinion. And I totally get that it makes sense to include a bench like this, but it still confuses me, because why not create a different bench that fits into the magical theme and into the world? Because you kind of buy a pack to have certain objects, and and if you want this bench or other stuff, you buy Romantic Garden stuff. But then when you purchase this pack, why would you like to have an identical bench? I mean, I get that for those who don't own Romantic Garden stuff, these people now have this bench and this is amazing. But if you purchase all the different packs and stuff just repeats itself, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just a wasted slot for another magical object, if you know what I mean. I mean, as I said, I don't really complain here. If you have been watching my videos for a while, this is probably the first time that I'm really complaining about stuff like this. But here I have to admit that it kind of got worse and worse over the last couple of months and releases. There was always a bit of criticism, but there's also good stuff. So let's take a look at the good stuff. As I already said, the windows are amazing, and so is a lot of the furniture. And something really exciting happened. We got the configurable stairs. I made a tutorial about this and a video where I just kind of took a look at the new stairs, but this is the first speed build since the release of the new stairs, so I haven't really chatted about this with you guys, so I kind of want to talk about this now. I'm super happy about these stairs. As you guys know, I have an obsession with stairs. I made a lot of stairs tutorials in the past, so I created some workarounds so we were able to create some split level stairs and all that before the update, but now it's just so much easier. I'm so happy about that. Even in all my tutorials, I always said that I know that it's complicated, I know that it's just a workaround, and that I'm rooting for this update with you guys. So we all crossed our fingers together, and finally we got these stairs. Still no spiral stairs, but maybe one day we can still dream, as I said, just like with the stained glass roof pattern. But these stairs are just amazing. At first it was a bit confusing because I was trying to shape them and they were just jumping into all directions, but it's actually really easy, especially when you pre-shape them and then you just place them. So here I built these stairs right in the center of the house at the bottom, and I really wanted them to be the eye catcher. I used white stairs because once again I wanted the interior to look very friendly. I created a contrast by using the dark wood floor, then I used the pastel purple on the walls and the white stairs, and as you saw I used a couple of windows at the top of the stairs. It's just so beautiful. I really love when you just add a painting over there or some windows. I don't know, but it just looks so special because we weren't able to create this kind of stuff in The Sims, because even with my tutorials it was really tricky to add walls around the stairs. There was only one version that I created that allowed you to use some walls, but it was really tricky. So finally we can just add some walls around the stairs and some windows at the top, or a painting or a light at the wall. I don't know, it's just so beautiful. It just makes the interior of any house look so much more intricate and detailed and beautiful. And I just went ham with the magic objects on the interior. As you can see, I really wanted this to look very magical and whimsical. I used a lot of stuff. The floor plan was kind of crazy. I built the kitchen in this corner, and then at first I wanted to have the dining room in the same room, but then I noticed that I forgot to add a cauldron because this is a magical build, so of course I had to add the cauldron there. If you want to use this build for a regular family, but you still own Realm of Magic, but you don't want to have the cauldron, you could just get rid of it, place the dining table there, and then where the dining table is located now, you could just put a piano or something. So if you don't want this to be a magical home, it's an easy fix, but I just wanted to include it because at the end of the day it's a Realm of Magic build, and you guys know that I live in build mode. I don't really play because I'm always building. It's my big passion, and ever since I started my channel I'm constantly building, but this pack really makes me want to play. I really want to create a family, and I don't know, maybe a witch family, maybe some sisters. I have been obsessed ever since my childhood with the original Sabrina show, and I love the new Sabrina show, and I love Charmed, so I want to create some witches, I guess. So I didn't include the footage of all the rooms because it would be too long, but there are 4 bedrooms, 1 big master bedroom. It's an ensuite with a bathroom that belongs to it, and then there is another bedroom and 2 kids' rooms. So 4 bedrooms in total and 3 bathrooms. So there is enough space for a magical family, a normal family. I just wanted to mention it in case you're wondering what's going on with all the other rooms. I feel like furnishing kids' rooms in this kind of style is the most difficult thing ever, because I always stay within the same theme, and when I want a kids' room to be rustic, it's kind of tricky. This here is the master bedroom, and this bed is just everything. It's so beautiful, and the roof, I don't know what it's called, but the top of the bed, it has the same pattern as the windows. This is exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about the roof swatch. This would have been perfect. So it's a big master bedroom, almost like something out of a hotel. So there is a sofa and this very spacious, huge bathroom. I don't know, I just wanted this to be suitable for a really mighty spellcaster, just a really proper mansion. The other rooms are much smaller, so this is really a really proper, beautiful master bedroom. I also want to quickly mention that you still have time to enter the KateEmerald Shell Challenge. You can find the video on my channel, so if you want to enter, you still have time until September 14. There are so many submissions already, and I'm so overwhelmed with the positive response, and it makes me just so happy, and all your builds are so beautiful. It's going to be so tough to pick a couple of favorites that I'm going to showcase in a video. If I could, I would showcase all of them. I really love them, just so beautiful, and it's so interesting to see how different builders approach this. It's just such a different approach. Some houses they're just so different, and I just love that. It's just amazing. So thank you to anyone who joins the challenge. And this is it, guys. As always, I included a couple of screenshots, and you can find this build in the gallery. You can find all the information in the description box down below. And as you guys know, I don't use any CC, so you can download this and use this for your Sims. And thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you in the next video, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Bye bye.